that you all are doing well. Welcome to the science class by Swaleh Rahman Khan. Today I am going to teach you the new topic, that is coal and petroleum. So basically, before going to the main topic, we have to know the some terms, that is what is resources and what are the types of resources. Actually, we have two types of resources in our nature, that is natural resources and the man-made resources. Natural resources are those resources which we get from our nature. Actually, everything we get from our nature, every material, whether sunlight, water, air, everything, the whole plant kingdom and the whole animal kingdom, that all are given us by nature. So these resources are called the natural resources. And man-made resources are those resources which humankind makes in this world. By using some natural resources, human makes some artificial resources. That's what we call the man-made resources. So basically, in this chapter we are going to study that coal and petroleum, and coal and petroleums are the natural resources. So basically, all the materials that are obtained from nature, all that material which we get obtained from nature, so these types of resources are called the natural resources. For example, sunlight, plants, animals, air, water, coal, petroleum. These all are the natural resources. Now, natural resources are further categorized into two main groups. That is exhaustible resources and inexhaustible resources. Inexhaustible resources are those resources which can be renewable. In your earlier class, you are very familiar that word renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources are the reversible one, but the non-renewable resources are the irreversible one. So inexhaustible resources are those resources which are unlimited in quantity, and we get them by a regular cycle, and we can use them at a regular basis, as they can't be exhausted and they are in unlimited quantity. But exhaustible resources are made by the process of long and years ago, and as we use them on the regular basis, they will get exhausted very soon, because the process of manufacturing is very long, but we use them on regular basis, so they can be exhausted very soon. So inexhaustible resources are the unlimited quantity resources, and the exhaustible one the limited quantity resources. Inexhaustible can't be exhaust. They can't be finished or vanished out, but exhaustible can be finished over a period of time. Now let us see the exhaustible resources. Actually, in this chapter we are going to study the exhaustible resources, that are coal, petroleum and natural gas. Actually, these are the exhaustible resources, and these resources are also called, actually coal, petroleum and natural gas are also called the fossil fuels. Now, what is fossil fuels? Fossil means the dead remains of living organism. Any living organism which can buried inside the earth can convert it into the fossil. Not all the part of the dead organism converted into the fossil. Actually, as you know that the dead living organism get decomposes inside the earth, but some of the parts remains converted into the fossils, but this can take a very long period of time. Actually, the millions of years ago, it can converted into a fossil fuel. So they come from fossil fuels. The exhaustible resources that are they are come from coal, petroleum and natural gas. They are the fossil fuels. They come from fossils. Fuel that we obtain from the remains dead living organisms, from the remains of living dead organisms. That means that are living, but now these are dead, and these dead remains of living organisms get converted into the fuel that can't be decomposed. That means that part of the dead organism which remains inside the earth, means that can't be decomposed as the process goes on. So coal, petroleum and the natural gas are the fossil fuels. So these are the fossil fuels. So basically, in this topic we have three subtopics, that is coal, petroleum and natural gas. Now move to the coal. What is coal? A black hard stone-like substance. A black hard stone-like substance is known as what? Coal. It is a form of carbon. Actually, the coal is the form of carbon. We have a various forms of carbon. We have graphite, we have diamond, and we have coal. Coal is the hard black substance, and diamond is the shiny structure we used in ornaments, and it is very precious one. And graphite is the lead of your pencil. You have pencils, when you are kid you are using that pencil, which is made up of, which inside lead is made up of lead, that is graphite. It has tremendous amount of energy. Actually, coal has lot of amount of energy. As we know that when we heat coal, when we give the heat energy or we lit up a coal by fire, we get a lot of amount of heat energy. So we can say that there is very high amount of energy reserves in the coal, and when we gives it that bit of electricity, or sorry, that bit of fire to it, it gives a lot of amount of energy, that is heat energy. It is used in thermal power plant to produce electricity. Thermal power plants are those plants by which heat energy gets converted into the electricity, and coal is the main content of that thermal power plant, which gets converted the heat energy into the electricity. It is used in lot of industries as a fuel. Actually, coal is the cheapest one, and many industries it can be used as a fuel, but it causes a lot amount of air pollution, as when we burn the coal, it emits a, or you can say that it will produce a carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and which is very harmful for our atmosphere, and it can cause the air pollution. Carbon dioxide and also carbon monoxide is more harmful than carbon dioxide. Okay, and it can cause air pollution, which is very harmful to us. Now let us see the formation of coal. That means how coal is formed deeper inside the earth. Actually, it is an assumption, students. Scientists assumed that what? That over a period of millions and millions and millions years ago, our earth is just like a dense forest. There are so many plants and trees are there, and due to some natural phenomena they are go deep inside the earth. Some natural phenomena like earthquake, landslide, and floods, they all cause them to go deep inside the earth. So over a period of millions years ago, they go deeper and deeper and deeper inside the earth, and as they go deeper and deeper and deeper inside the earth, it will build up high pressure and high temperature, and under this high pressure and high temperature, these forests, then that means these dense forests are gets converted into the coal. So look, around millions of years ago, our earth is just like a dense forest. You can learn by this structure which I made on the board, that around millions of years ago, our earth is just only the dense forest, and which will get compressed under the beneath the earth by the process of some natural phenomena, that is earthquake or flood or landslide, etc, etc, and they will compress deeper in the soil, and deeper and deeper and more deeper in the soil. And due to this depthness of the that part of the forest, or that part of the living dead organism go under high pressure and high temperature, and under this high pressure and high temperature, it will get converted into the coal. And same is for petroleum. Petroleum is also formed by this process. Actually, what happened in the petroleum case? Around millions of years ago, under the sea, you see a huge number of aquatic animals. When they dead, they go deeper in the sea, and they go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the same high pressure and high temperature converted them into the petroleum, that is our crude oil. So the same process happens with the petroleum and same process happen with the natural gas. They all are formed in the same process. That is, now you get that point. They can form within the millions of years ago. That the formation takes a lot of amount of time, okay, and we consume them in a fraction of second. So why they don't get exhausted? Now you got that point, that why these resources are exhaustible, because the formation period is very long and we consumed in just in a second. And this process of formation of coal is known as the carbonization. Sometimes examiner ask a question, what is carbonization? So carbonization is that slow process by which the any kind of plant or any kind of dead living organism gets converted into the coal is known as the carbonization. Okay, that what carbonization. So carbonization is the slow process of making or formation of coal. Okay, now see, we can make different types of products through the coal. Actually, coal processed into various types of products, that is coke, coal tar and coal gas. What is coke? Coke is the pure form of carbon that is porous and black in the color, and it is hard as the as like the stone. So pure form of carbon is the coke, and it is tough, porous, black substance. It is used in the manufacture of steel. Actually, steel is made up by the iron, that is pig iron or the cast iron, and we mix a 5% amount of carbon to it, that is coke to it, to make it stainless steel. So coke is basically used in the manufacture of steel, and coke is also used in the extraction of metal. So what are metals? Iron, gold, silver, these all are metals. Actually they are come from under the earth, as we all know that these metals are come from mines, and when we get them from the mines, they are in the form of ore. A lot of impurities are attached with them. We don't get them in a metallic form. In their pure form, we have a lot of impurities that can be extracted by some chemical processes. So by for making that ore to the metal, we have extraction process, that is a chemical process, and this chemical process is done by that product, that is coke. So we use coke for the extraction of metal. Now coal tar is a thick liquid substance. Thick liquid substance that is not like water, it is thick substance. Although it is a liquefied form, but it is very thick. It is black thick liquid with unpleasant smell, and its smell is very unpleasant, not the pleasant one. It is a mixture of around 200 substances. It has around 200 different substances. We use coal tar for manufacturing perfumes, synthetic fibers, plastics, polybags, drugs, a lot of things we can manufacture from the coal tar. But the most important thing that we manufacture from coal tar is the metallic rod. You are very familiar that kind of rod that is look like the metallic one, and so coal tar is used for the manufacture of metallic rods. And now see coal gas. Actually, when we get coke from the coal, or we formed coke from the coal, a gas is also produced. That gas is called the coal gas, and it is also used as a fuel in many industries. And the most important thing about the coal gas is that in 1810 in London, it is used as the street lighting. actually they fix a burner in the street light and they burn it by using the natural gas, that is coal gas. And second thing, in 1820 it is also used as a street lighting in America, in the New York. Now after coal, move to our next topic, that is the second topic of today's chapter is, that is petroleum. Petroleum is also a fossil fuel. It is also a fossil fuel. It is dark, oily, black liquid. It is just like dark, oily and blackish in color. It has unpleasant smell. It is also have that kind of smell that can't be tolerable. It contains petrol, diesel, petroleum gas, paraffin wax and lubricant oil. That means it has so many constituent parts and that are all are very useful to us. By the process of refining, the various constituents get separated from the petroleum or crude oil. Actually, petroleum is also known as the crude oil. And by the process of destructive distillation, or you can say that by the process of refining, we get all that constituent substances differ from each. Actually, petroleum is also known as the crude oil, and we get all these substances from the petroleum by the refining process, or you can say that by the destructive distillation process we get all these constant particles gets separated from one another, and they all are very useful to us. Let us look how they are useful to us. See the uses of these petroleum constituents. Actually, the petroleum and the natural gases are constituently called as the petrochemicals. Petrochemicals are those substances which we get from natural gas and from petroleum. So they all are the petrochemicals. LPG, petroleum, kerosene, diesel, paraffin wax, bitumen and a lot of chemicals that I don't mention there are the petrochemicals. Fuel, LPG is used as a fuel. LPG, as you know, that liquefied petroleum gas which we use in our kitchen for the purpose of cooking. Petrol is, you are very familiar with that word petrol. Petrol is used in motor vehicles, in your car, bus, scooter, you use that petrol, and petrol is the exhaustible one. So one can say that use CNG in place of petrol, because petrol causes a lot of air pollution. Dry cleaning solvent. Petrol is also used as a solvent in by the dry cleaners. Dry cleaners use petrol for dry cleaning purpose. It has the great tendency to clean the any kind of stain. Kerosene. Kerosene is used as in the stove and lamp. Kerosene is a kind of oil. Diesel, heavy motor vehicle. Diesel is used in heavy motor vehicles like bus and like a truck. That can be used as diesel as a fuel. Paraffin wax. Paraffin wax, that you apply Vaseline in cold weather. That Vaseline is made from the paraffin wax, and you use candles to lit the your room when there is no light. You use candles, so that is also made from paraffin wax, and ointments are also made from paraffin wax. Bitumen is a kind of petroleum that is or a petrochemical that is used to make nowadays, that is used to make metallic roads. Actually, I told that coal tar is used for making metallic roads, and bitumen is also used to make the metallic road, and the road made from bitumen is much better than the coal tar roads. Now see the third topic, that is natural gas. It is also a fossil fuel, and it is also obtained in millions and millions years ago formation. It is also a fossil fuel, and it can easily transport through pipes. It is very convenient for use because it can transport easily through the pipelines. And it is also less polluting. Actually, what happens, children, it can be stored in a very you can say that in a very small vessel by compressing it. And after compressing, it is known as the compressed natural gas. Yes, you are right, that is CNG, which we use in place of petrol in the car, buses, right? And in autos, you also see the CNG autos in your locality or in your city. So CNG is a cleaner fuel as it is less polluting, and we can store it by compressing. Man, that means we can store natural gas by compressing it in the form of CNG, that is compressed natural gas. And compressed natural gas is a cleaner fuel. Because why it is called cleaner fuel? Because it has very less polluting quality. It is used in the manufacture of chemicals and fertilizer. This natural gas is also used for making fertilizers that are very needed for the better production of our crops, right? Its network is the Vadodara in Gujarat. Actually, in India, its very high network is found in Gujarat and also in some parts of Delhi. Hope that you got all the very points very clear. This is my video, that is a completion of the whole chapter, that is coal and petroleum. Thank you so much, students. Take care, stay tuned, bye bye.